Alright, so in the classroom yesterday, we talked about this section pretty good, right? Pretty in-depth. Where does it all begin? Right there, right? Really, it's over there. It starts coming
over there.
Back straight away.
Coming out of
Because
there.
if we don't make our way all the way out to the white and blue, our car is already unhappy. We're not carrying the momentum that we wanted. The car's already unsettled. The weight's put in a different position than we really want it. We're breaking up into 6 here. Okay? So remember, we stay mid-track, coming through 6. But where do I want to be coming into 7? I want to be right here, right? My right tire is right there. Okay? Did anyone get over here yesterday? I thought about it, but I didn't. Okay. It gets a little bumpy.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit.
So, this is where that whole weight transfer is. Some people are like, why do you run over some red and white, but you tell us to stay far away from others? Why?
Outside versus the inside.
Outside versus inside, or where the weight is, right? When we come over this, let's say I run over the red and white on my left. It's unweighted. The shocks just kind of bump, go over it, right? Here, you're loaded. All the weight's to that side. So it's sprung. If it goes over it, and there's any steering input, that can bounce you away. Okay? So that's why we try to stay off of the red and white when rear loaded, when that weight's transferred to that side. Okay? Was anyone starting to lift here yesterday?
Before it.
You lift just before it, right?
Yeah.
So as you come in, especially today, as we progress through the speed, you'll probably start lifting. Why are we lifting?
To turn the car.
Turn the car or put what?
Weight.
Weight on the front. Help those front tires a little bit, right? So lifting, looking, starting to make that turn down, okay? If we really start progressing, this lift actually turns into a brush to the brake. Because we need to put a little bit more weight on it because of the speed. And maybe decrease the speed a little bit, but more, it's getting more weight on, okay? As we approach,
Why are they bumped? Why is it not just a smooth, painted?
car racing. So, driving limits, stuff like that, trying to just keep you on the track. Great question, because some tracks.
It is a good question.
You know, blue and white, right? Higher speed, a little bit more chance of risk, smoother. Lower speed, give you more of a challenge, more aggressive. So that's usually what it is. So vision, right? What am I doing? I'm looking across. I'm looking across the grass from that turning cone to this turning cone. That helps my hands bring me out here. But by right now, if I'm not looking at that cone, you're way too late. And hint, don't look at the cone. I look actually halfway down the straightaway, down the hill. Half the time, I almost hit that cone because I never look at it. I can't remember who was with me yesterday. I gave a demo. I almost hit that cone yesterday. Because I was looking down the hill and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, yeah, oops. All right.
So you're looking at that one down there at the curve. Right?
Halfway.
Too far.
Halfway down.
That's too far down. About halfway down the hill.
Okay.
Just enough to tell you, hey, that's where I want my car to be. Right? Now, look at where the van is located. It's pointed downhill. But look at the position to the curb. A lot of people turn in early here. And they get to the curb. But they get to the curb early. And they're pointed towards the water tower. Or somewhere in that general area. Right? That's not where we want to be. But if we do, what do we need to realize? Survival. Stay off the ground.
Survival.
What don't we do? Go back to what? Throttle. Guarantee you the friend in front of you pulled away from you. Don't worry about it surviving. Okay? Come off the gas, reapply a little, brush of the brake if we have to help you turn, slow down the car, right? But this is an area where there's a ton of patience in the sense of letting the car move, when it turns, with the eyes looking where we need to be. Okay? Questions? Is this helping so far?
Very much.
It's a little different on this perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yes.
It was really cool.
All right. Now, to really throw in another gauntlet, right? If you split this track in half, what do we see? We see a slope,
Mm-hmm.
right? We always work with what helps us. If we are on line, the slope is heading towards the apex. About mid-track or so, what does it do? It flattens out and almost goes away from you, right?
Mm.
So if we miss that a little bit, the car is already working against you. The weight and everything of the dynamics trying to force you out, right? That's really going to screw you up for 8, right? So if we, at the end of the day, remember cones are suggestions, right? They're visual markers. If we go past this cone a little bit to make our turn, to get that car lined up better going down the hill, we won't be mad, right? That's okay. Now, if we turn in early, that's when we start getting ourselves into trouble. But if we bypass this a little bit, we go back to the morning classroom yesterday. What is that called? A late apex, late turn-in, right? So just trying to get the dynamic of the car at that apex where we want it, pointed. This is where you start driving the car by the hood. Where is that nose pointing? Where's the Mustang pointing, right? If the Mustang is starting to point where we want to be, looking where we want to go, what can we start doing?
Hitting the throttle.
Getting to the throttle. I'm not going to use the word hit.
Is the wrong word. Squeeze was the word I meant to say, and hit came out.
Because it is literally sometimes the only difference of going from 3 to 4
Right.
on a scale of 10. That's it. But that just gained you 2 miles an hour, right? Especially going downhill. Okay? This is what we're starting to look at. Questions, comments? All right. Let's hop back in.
Yep.
Word I hate the most. The engineer tells me all the time, you gotta be patient, let that thing turn. I'm like, I can't, I gotta go.